All right, I'm back again, and don't you miss the good old days when people, especially predominantly on the left, uh, were saying how Donald Trump is going to blunder his way into starting World War III? Awfully quiet today after the Biden administration responded to North Korea firing off 20 missiles yesterday, saying that if you do this, we're going to take out the Kim regime. There's going to be a regime change in North Korea. Well, let's think this through. First off, this whole notion of forcing regime changes is nothing new. We kind of did it in Ukraine. Hillary Clinton went on the record in Palestine saying, "Can't believe we didn't send someone there to make sure someone got elected that was had our best interest in heart." Things like that. It's nothing new. I mean, look at some of the things we did to combat the domino effect, I believe it was called, in Central and South America. I mean, we also tried to do the whole Bay of Pigs thing. Tried to force a coup in Cuba. So it's not a new thing for the United States. However, this is the first time that I know of that the United States government blatantly came out and said it. I mean, for the love of God, can you not keep your mouth shut? Now, let's break down the options here. North Korea is known as the Hermit Kingdom for a reason. It's mainly because they don't like outsiders. They have normalized relations, I think, with 146 states, but really their allies are predominantly like China, Russia, Palestine, I believe, Egypt, maybe Pakistan, pretty sure Iran, maybe, possibly, and a few North African countries that they are considered allies with. They have one agreement, a mutual aid agreement with China. That's pretty much it. But here's the thing. You can't deny the fact they have a nuclear program. And while it has led to strained relations with Russia and China, China at least will try to come to their aid, would do something. Russia got their hands full right now in Ukraine. But with China, they're going to try to do something, even if it's half-hearted, because let's face it, their current leadership, and I can't remember which Kim it is, Kim Il-jung, Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-un, I can't keep up, I'm bad with names. Let's face it, dude's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So I could see them doing something to honor their mutual aid agreement. But if you're the United States, do you really want to get in a pissing match with China right now? We've kind of shown what happens when, we lose access to China's manufacturing power. What the United States needs to be doing is, this would be a good reason to try and improve relations with China. And the reason I say this is maybe, just maybe, if North Korea felt like Big Daddy China was not going to not going to have their backs, maybe they would back off a little bit. Maybe the Kim would have some health issues and, conveniently have health issues that suddenly flare up that he isn't able to bounce back from. And probably his sister, who, truth be told, seems to be one of the more reasonable members of his family, would take his place. She's not quite as much of an isolationist. She's not so cuckoo, batshit crazy. So I think she would be more willing to be reasonable is about the only word I can come up with. She would soften a lot of stances. I think she would soften some of the harsh relationships with between North Korea and the world as a whole. Definitely would foster a better relationship with China, because right now a crazy guy with nukes is not. Yeah, they've smoothed over relations a little bit, but China's still going to be keeping an eye on crazy guy with nukes. They don't want it. Let's face it, even though Russia has done some considerate things for North Korea, they don't want him, crazy guy with nukes. I don't think anyone does, really. I'm not saying something because you have like Iran, crazy guy with nukes, and they don't want it to happen. So that's what I would say. The best thing that the United States could do would be to get on the phone and try and, if not just try to get everyone on the same page, because even if the other countries didn't work together to take the dude out, I could see if there was a unified front saying, no, you're on your own, dude, I could see possibly enough high-ranking officials banding together against him, and I don't see them putting someone that is not part of the family in power. That's why I'm thinking his sister would be the natural heir to the throne. That's my thoughts on the matter, but yeah, just a word of advice. Don't threaten a country like North Korea with, you do what we want or we're going to force a regime change. Don't do that. There's better, more diplomatic ways to go about it, and basically you're choosing a way to stir the pot and have some of the countries that don't necessarily like us to begin with to want to rattle their sabers, and that's not what we need right now. Let's utilize this as an opportunity for some diplomacy. Let's get people on the same page. You may not like what Russia's doing with Ukraine right now, but that doesn't mean you can't come to terms of agreement when it comes to North Korea with them. That doesn't mean you can't try to get some dialogue going with China and some of the other countries that don't really like us but would feel obliged to side with North Korea. And we have the opportunity to affect change without the alternative, which is, bloodshed. And I think it would be highly beneficial to give that a shot. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think. I will throw a link or two down below later.